on. There we go. What's up, everybody? Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, my good friend out there in Facebook land that tunes in and checks me out every day at 4:20 p.m. during the week. Well, I do these 4:20 reports for my friends, fans, and followers and everybody out there in the Facebook world. It's Jeremy jer-dog Danley coming at you live once again. What's up, Matt Jansen? What's up, Russell Danley? My good old Ronkel Russ checking it out. You're a regular watcher these days. What do you think of this shit? You enjoying this stuff? Anyway, let's get right to it, man. While the audience builds, let me run down the show dates this week. This Thursday, July 13th, I'll be in Bruce, South Dakota at the J Street Tavern, small town bar in South Dakota. I love going up there because there are no fucking cops in that town. Then Friday, July 14th, I'm coming back to my home state of Iowa to perform at the Wind Up Lounge in Traer. That's right, this Friday, Traer, Iowa, at the Wind Up Lounge. And then Saturday, July 15th, this Saturday, Linden, Illinois, at Bushy's Bar. What's up? That's going to be a good time. I have not been to the Wind Up Lounge. I've not been to Bushy's Bar yet, so I hope that they turn out to be pretty cool places. I've heard good things, so I'm excited. Looking forward to that. I also want to give some shout-outs and some thank yous to the people I worked with this weekend. Jerry Donovan from Jerry Donovan Comedy put me up in a sailboat Thursday night after the gig he had me booked for in St. Joseph, Michigan at Czars, which was a great little fucking basement rock club type place. The crowd was nice and intimate, and they were totally into it. For a Thursday night, they were pretty hardcore heavy drinkers. It was a great time, and then afterwards I got to crash on that sailboat on Lake Michigan. That was a first. I've stayed in some shitholes, man. I've stayed in the comedy condo. I've stayed in some luxury resort hotels. I've stayed in casinos, which offer pretty good accommodations for the most part, usually, not always. That piece of shit up in Danbury, Wisconsin, which is a nice little casino, and I always appreciate getting booked up there, but they don't even let you stay in the casino. They send you across the street to stay at the piece of shit Days Inn. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Thank you, Jerry Donovan, for putting me up and letting me crash in the sailboat. That was a new one on me. Very new, interesting experience. What's up, Missy? Then where did I go? Friday, I went to Crystal Lake, Michigan to host the Grassroots Comedy Tour series there with headliner Scott Long. It was a fucking blast. I brought along with me guest act David Welfare, who was my opener on Thursday in St. Joseph. I brought along Derek Bartlett. These two cats, they already knew each other. I didn't even know it. Whenever I'm rolling through town, if I know that there's going to be another comedian in the area, if the comedian also knows I'm going to be in the area, if we're hitting each other up, communicating via text message or Facebook or whatever, a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, man, come on, do a set at the show. Are you open? Yeah, let's hang out. Do a set, whatever. Let's have a good time. So I invited Derek Bartlett to come out and do a guest set with me. He wasn't going to be doing anything Friday night. He gladly agreed to come out and do it. And then Thursday, when I met David Welfare opening for me in St. Joseph, I invited him to come out and do a guest set in Crystal Lake. And he, of course, agreed to do it. So it was going to be a good time. I had two guest sets, both really funny fucking dudes coming out. Turns out they're like good friends in comedy. I didn't even know it. I guess I should have thought about it. Michigan's a fairly small state. It's a small world. A lot of comics know each other. These two guys, they go way back. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, David Welfare. Thank you, Scott Long. Thank you, Amy Lynn. Thank you, Darlene. Everybody up there at the Uptown Bar and Lounge in Crystal Lake, Michigan, for having us out tonight, doing the continued Grassroots Comedy Tour series there. The crowds are getting better and better. They get bigger and bigger. Over the summer months, it gets a little bit light because people are traveling around, vacation, 4th of July weekend, just coming off of that. People are a little bit tired, but we had a really nice, tight, intimate audience. They were a lot of fucking fun, so thank you guys once again up there in Crystal Lake for having us out month after month after month. And that's where I witnessed one of my bar fights. We went to the bar, the down the street bar in the same town, the only other place that was open, right across the street from the lake. And some people pulled up on a boat, got off, controversy started. I never get this, man. Like, you're talking shit in a bar, you got alcohol involved. It's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Every time it's the same thing. It's like, it doesn't even matter what's really being said. It's just two dudes bowing up to each other. Usually there's some drunk girl involved and she's egging one or both of them on. They're bowing up, chests are out, blah, 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 talking shit in each other's face. You come on, no, you come on, no, you, no, you. And then here comes the overhand right, and then they both go down to the fucking ground and with the tussle. And, everybody's screaming and trying to get him to break it up. I don't get mixed up in that. I don't even understand bar fights. Like, what are you fucking doing fighting in a bar? It's so weird, man. I'm going to get rid of this notification. We're all out there to have a good time. I understand. People go to the bar for different reasons. Maybe you're super depressed. Maybe you're out there, you're trying to pick up on girls and some other guys having better luck than you are. Maybe you're just out there wanting to party it up and you have too many and your judgment goes flying out the fucking window. It's certainly happened to me a time or two. But what's with the fight, man? What is with the fight? Like, even if you kick the ass of the other guy, what does that prove? It just proves you're an asshole. Nobody really knows how to fight in these situations anyway. They all act like they do. I don't know how to fight. That's why I'd run away. I'm not going to break up that damn... There was this weird... We did this show up in Hawkeye, Iowa, and it was a great time. It was a private party. It was a company. The West Union Trenching Company. Their motto is, "Your hole is our goal." We go across the street to the bar to get a steak dinner, and I'm sitting there just trying to enjoy my steak and beer. Out of nowhere, fucking fight breaks out over this poker game like it's the Wild West. I mean, just no one's doing shit about it. They're just brawling all over the place. Tables toppling, chairs going all over the place. I'm standing off to the side like, man, I'm not getting involved in that shit. So I run away, man. I grab my steak, I grab my beer, I go to the other side of the bar. Steering clear of that shit. All it takes is like one punch, one elbow, one kick to the balls, one anything that could fuck you up for life. It's completely retarded to be fighting in bars. Someone mentioned on the comments earlier that unless it's women, then let them go at it. It is kind of entertaining because women, a lot of times, they just do a little shit talking and then they go for each other's hair. They just immediately go for the hair and try to pull each other down. It's a little bit of slapping and some clothes pulling. And that can be wildly entertaining, for sure. I don't really like watching women fight, but at first, you break that shit up, but at first you can get a few laughs out of it, for sure. On a cat fight in a bar. They mostly talk shit. That was one of the bar fights I saw this weekend. It was two women going at it. It didn't even come down to physicality. They were just talking shit on each other. Fuck you, bitch. No, fuck you. No, fuck you, man. Is it? And the other two, the one that was doing the most shit talking, like one of the girls was actually being pretty chill about it, and she was just sort of saying something back, like whatever, and sitting there all chill, which is really the way you win a bar fight. You just don't fucking react. That happens to me a lot. I roll into these places and they find out that I'm the comedian. If I do the show at one venue, and afterwards there's the meet and greet, rarely is there a problem. Rarely. Every once in a while, there's that one asshole that wants to get in my face and talk some shit. But rarely is there a problem. Usually the problem happens when I get invited to go to the other bar in town where I didn't perform that night, and I'm kind of going in there with a group, but most of the people don't really know who I am. They might have heard that there was a comedian going on, but they weren't there for the show, so they don't really know who I am, and I start getting introduced as jer-dog, the comedian, down at the other place, whatever, and then that's when someone always wants to challenge me and give, oh yeah, be funny right now, you're not fucking funny, and then you say like one little glib remark, one little smart-ass statement, and that's when they want to get in your face, and that's happened a time or two, and the best policy is just sit there and be completely unreactive. Just look them right in the eyes, like, really, dude? Really? That's where you're going with this? That's what that girl was. She was taking the high road, just sitting there completely unreactive. So while the other one's talking smack, her friends are trying to get her to go down the street. The manager of the place is wanting to call the cops. I'm calling the cops right now. He's got the phone out. And this fucking bitch starts fighting with her friend who's trying to pull her away from getting into trouble. That's how crazy shit was getting. I don't know. I said earlier, I don't know if it's the full moon or what. I heard it was a blue moon. I don't really know what that is other than my favorite beer. But what the hell's going on? 4 fucking bar fights in one weekend I witnessed. Sometimes maybe I'll see 4 bar fights over the course of a couple of months. Maybe. Most places you go to, it's not really that great. Like people, it's usually a pretty positive vibe. I don't see this kind of shit happening in most of the bars that I go to. People are usually pretty friendly these days. They're drinking. There's some shit talking, of course. Every once in a while, you get people ranting and raving, especially if sports, politics, and religion comes up. That's why I try to avoid those topics altogether in comedy anyhow. You know, too controversial, and I don't know jack shit about any of those topics to begin with. Not that I'm afraid of a little controversy. I'm pretty contrarian. I say shit that most people don't agree with, or maybe some people do think, but they don't say out loud. I'm not afraid of a little bit of controversy. You got to have some haters out there. But when you start fueling alcohol into the fucking flame, you start feeding alcohol into it, people are bitching about politics, religion, and sports, or, and then they're pissed off because they're not getting laid. Some other guy's picking up the girls. They're pissed off because whatever happened at their job that day, or whatever local small town Jerry Springer drama resurfaces that night at the fucking pool table. That's when you see that shit go down. But for the most part, people are pretty cool and laid back and chill in bars. That's why I like doing comedy. You can bring something fun, something new, something exciting. You can put positive vibes out in the community. We need laughs more than ever. More than ever these days, people have got to get out. They need a reason to go out, blow off some steam, de-stress, relax, have some drinks, have some food, have some laughs, have a good time. Just chill out, man. No reason to be getting into these bar fights. Who's commenting? My phone is fucked up. Hey, bro. Hey, what's up, Keith? What's up, Troy, up there in Green Bay? We got pretty hammered that night. Someone wrote a comment earlier when I mentioned that I was going to be doing my 420 report. This is from Lou Deck. I don't know if Lou's watching right now or not. I don't get all the people that tune in scrolling up the side there. I get a lot of them that scroll up the side, but not everybody. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, whatever's down here. I think it's a follow button. Hit the invite friends button, hit the share button, hit the like button, the wow button, the laugh button, the angry button. I don't give a fuck. Just hit some buttons. Get some engagement going. Leave me some comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on bar fights. I think it's a full moon, man. I think that shit makes people crazy. Everybody knows the moon affects the tides. Why wouldn't other astrological bodies affect shit that happens on Earth and people's behavior? Animals go fucking crazy when there's a full moon out. Why wouldn't people go crazy? It's not like you look up at the sky and you're like, oh shit, the full moon, I better go pick a bar fight with somebody. But there might be definitely something subconscious happening. I don't really get into a whole lot of the astrology shit, like, just because you're born a certain month means that the rest of your life is going to be completely dictated. But there definitely is something to it. I think back in tribal days, when the only way that they were able to keep keep any kind of timeline, keep any kind of track of any kind of time, they used the stars. They didn't necessarily have calendars and watches. They didn't have fucking iPhones. Where it tells you what time it was and no matter what country you lived in. They didn't know any of that shit. But they could look at the stars. The stars stayed pretty consistent. And things tend to happen pretty consistently in pattern forms, which maybe they just correlated to the stars and then created legends around that. Some of that shit probably still holds true today. So I think people do go fucking ape shit when there's a full moon out, and I think that's what was happening this weekend. It's pretty entertaining. It's a lot of fun to watch. I just don't like to get mixed up in it. Some people do. So there's always like that white knight that comes right around like, oh, break it up, guys. Come on, break it up. And then usually that's the one dude that gets jacked in the mouth. I don't know any fight moves. I don't know how to restrain these fucking maniacs. I have 3 fight moves. My only 3 fight moves. If anything, if I can get close enough to the guy and it comes down to it, poke in the eye, kick to the balls, elbow to the face. That's the only three things I know how to do. That's it. I don't know jack shit about fighting. I'm certainly going to get mixed up in that. I'll sit back and watch, and then I'll talk about it when I do my Facebook Live 420 reports. Hopefully come up with some new material out of this. What's that? Bar fights are stupid. Oh my God, my horoscope is not real. Miss Cleo. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of that stuff is entertaining, but I think there is some truth to some of it. You know? Maybe you can't quite put your finger on it exactly, but we do know that the moon affects the tides. Why would it not affect other shit that happens? Wolves and other animals go crazy and start howling when there's a full moon out, right? It's not just legend. That shit actually fucking happens. So I think people go crazy too. I don't know. There's 2 full moons this weekend. My wife was extra horny last night, I'll tell you that much. I don't know if full moon affects women's libido or not, but let's just say jer-dog woke up a very happy man this morning with only about 4 hours of sleep. Anyway, I'm getting weird now. Probably getting too deep into this. I'm starting to lose viewers. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the love button, hit the wow button, hit the laugh button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. Bill, you just now joined. Sorry about that, because I've been wrapping up. I've been yakking now for about 15, 16 minutes. Starting to get weird. Starting to get cotton mouth. Starting to get stressed out myself. Thank you, Jerry Donovan, and everybody that had me in this weekend. It was good to meet you, David Welfare, Derek Bartlett, Scott Long, headlining the show last weekend at the Uptown Comedy, or the comedy, what the fuck am I saying? I told you, I can't even talk anymore. The Uptown Bar and Cafe in Crystal Lake. Scott Long did a great job. That's afterwards we partied hard, man. He had to take off. I went down the bar down the street, saw some people getting off a boat off Lake Michigan, immediately started talking shit on each other and went straight to the ground for the fight. In a town with no cops and everybody gets around on golf carts. That was like the excitement of the night. That was the drama of the night. I think the full moon had something to do with it. Let me know what you think in a comment below, and come see me this weekend if you're going to be anywhere in South Dakota. Make the drive all the way across that boring fucking state to drive through where there's nothing going on. Go to Bruce, South Dakota, another town with no cops. People get around on golf carts. This Thursday, July 13th, I'll be at the J Street Tavern, so come see that show. And then Friday, I'll be in Traer, Iowa, at the Wind Up Lounge. So all my Iowa friends, fans, and followers, if you can make it out to that one, that'll be a good time. And then this Saturday, July 15th, in Linden, Illinois, at Bushy's Bar. That sounds fun. Bushy's. I'll put all the show information in the comments below. So thanks everybody for watching, and come back and check it out tomorrow, 4:20 p.m., or as close as possible.